Hi, I am Dana Davis. I am the Business Network Manager with ARCH, and ARCH stands for Accompanying Returning Citizens with Hope. I focus on building relationships with employers to educate them on the great benefit of offering second chance employment, and then I connect them with participants in our program who are either formerly incarcerated or currently incarcerated and on their way home. I connect those participants with the employers, and then there's a match made in heaven. So I began my position with Arch February 10th of 2020, and then March 17th, I believe it was, the entire state shut down. We kind of had to take a step back and reevaluate our processes and reevaluate how we were going to approach employers when employers are going out of business, when employers are shut down. Tasha introduced me to a gentleman named Matthew DePriest.
It was really fast. So like I said, I started my business in November of last year, so right at the beginning of a global pandemic. And then by July, I had kind of realized that I had kind of modest business goals for my first year, but I kind of realized I was going to meet them. And I was like, what else do I do? So I spoke to my CPA, who has just been a magnificent person in regards to contacts. And over a 24-hour period, Dana and I had a meeting set up for the following week. And we were talking about like this kind of dream job for me of getting to put 20 years of industry knowledge to use.
Matthew is, I call him an expert in CAD design.
So basically, anytime you're using a computer to help you draw something, it's considered to be CAD. So it's a very old term. It goes back to when you're just making blueprints, and the blueprints when they first started using computer to make that drafted blueprint, that was CAD. And now the industry has changed such that the CAD is a digital representation of a physical thing. So anything that is going to be made now typically has a digital representation of that object in perfect scale. And then the machines that make them are traditionally taught to machine that part through the information inside that digital representation. And then there are, paths like video game design. Anytime you see a video representation of a person, that person is a bunch of geometries put together digitally and then textured and molded and seamed and then animated. But it's still CAD, and it still works on the same principles.
So what he proposed was to train individuals that are incarcerated at no charge 100 to 150 hours of technical training of CAD design.
A lot of these industries are kind of, I don't know, having been in them for a long time, they've kind of become echo chambers, I guess. They're not very diverse environments. It is mostly white men. It's mostly white men driven. I've tried for kind of a long time to try to change that from the inside, but it just hasn't gone as well as I'd like. So I'm trying to change it from the outside now.
He came with the training piece, which we love. However, DRC, and for those who do not know what that stands for, that is Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections, and they basically govern all of the prisons in the state of Ohio. And so they're very big on training. However, they're also very big on being trained and then connected to employment, because you can train someone all day long that is incarcerated, but if you don't get them connected to employers, that training is no use, and we've wasted everyone's time. Matthew and I worked weekly building a presentation that we had to present before the DRC Advisory Board, and we only had about 3.5 weeks to do it. And in September, we presented before the advisory board and we were approved. So they were very excited to welcome us on board and approve us for this training program. However, we were only going to train 5. They said, no, we want you to train 20. We were like, what? Okay, we'll train 20. awesome. And the prison that was chosen was ORW, Ohio Reformatory for Women, which makes me so happy because women are often forgot about when they are incarcerated. Women often have a lot of skills, the same skills that men have, but they're looked over. And this industry has a high demand for qualified individuals, and they are lacking women. So it's like a match made in heaven.
I'm trying to, get more women in the industry because the industry needs them. These industries need them. When you put too many people from the same background in the same room, you drown innovation. And that's just kind of what I've seen. I'm seeing a lot of the same ideas passed back and forth, very few solutions, a lot of people raising problems. But I think it's really going to help innovative thinking in this industry if we introduce more women to it.
Due to COVID, it is going to be all online for them and Zoom.
So we're going to be doing 2 hour-and-a-half sessions a week, and it's going to be for the course of an entire year, kind of divided into 2 semesters. And I intend to be there for probably 45 weeks a year, give or take.
The education portion of it is going to be geared towards transferable skills that provide upward mobility.
One thing that I really like about the program in general is that it doesn't have to tailor to one job or one specific thing. What we're trying to do is teach these overarching concepts that will allow people to go to a lot of different places depending on their feeling towards certain aspects of the program, really. So if they want to go into graphic design and they want to start doing things like that, we can talk to these headhunting groups and say, what can we do there? And that's probably, more into your $45,000-$50,000 salary range. And then, if someone just wants to work with their hands and they want to get in the machining business, we're starting there at $16 an hour plus, up to 24, 25. It's a skilled position.
The name of the training program is 6 Degrees of Freedom. Matthew came up with that name. I just love it because they are coming out and they are faced with every angle of freedom. And that freedom is in jeopardy because they could reciprocate. I said that right. And go back. And that's what we're here for, is to give them a career opportunity, to give them an opportunity to be a role model, to give them opportunity to be free, to give them opportunity to be parents, to give them an opportunity to come back and give back and speak to those that are in their shoes and are coming home. And number 6, to be absolutely trained in a field that you will be able to grow. So I just gave you 6 degrees of freedom and 6 reasons why this is so important.
The want is to forgive people to look away for looking away, like I did. You look away because some problems are so big that you just can't bear the problem. And when I got to this place and I said, my needs are met, like I am okay now. That was hard, but it worked out. What do I owe? And it's a lot. Some people are getting punished by having their liberty taken away. That is what happened to them by a bad system, and now they're also being locked up with a virus. This is what we owe. This is not a sacrifice. This is simply, I hope to be doing it for years, and I hope to never look back.
2021 is going to be a very exciting year for Arch and for Vone. We are growing. We are going through the 6 degrees of freedom ourselves. We are very excited. We are very grateful and thankful for our team, for our volunteers, and for everyone at ORW.